Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Essential Writing Tools, and today we're going to be talking about doing your homework. Now it's important to do your homework well in advance of the time that you begin writing. This is after you've finished your outline, so you have kind of a rough idea of where you're going to go, but this is way before you actually start writing. Good writers fill a reservoir of knowledge from which they can drain ideas from at any moment, even sometimes before they know the writing project that they're going to be paying most attention to. When I began writing my Victorian horror story titled Aberwall, I wanted it to be as authentic and believable as I could. So what I did, I went to the store and bought these books. I bought How to Be a Victorian by Ruth Goodman, The Victorian City by Judith Flanders, Inside the Victorian Home, also by Judith Flanders. Lastly, to top it off, I also bought H.P. Lovecraft's complete collection, which is an amazing read. And that was just to top off the little horror aspects that I wanted to bring into the story. So I didn't use all of the information that I read in these books, and I hunted down very specifically some aspects that I wanted to focus on. But it's very good to, for example, if you're writing a medieval story, which I also have, I don't know if you can see it here in the back, but I have some of the novels that I use for research in Knights Without Kings, which, by the way, Knights Without Kings is available on Amazon, on Kindle and paperback, so if you're interested in that, link in the description. Another shameless plug. But for that, I also used research before going into the actual writing project. But anyways, we're talking about Aberwall right now. These are the books that I use to just immerse myself into the world, to understand exactly what characters dress like, what they spoke like, some of their food choices, their perfume choices, the dresses, like what did they behave like in that setting. And I'm using all that information to write the story of Aberwall. And also of course there's my creative element of writing the horror and the world that they live in, which is really dark and gloomy. So hopefully when people read this story, they see themselves in this Victorian setting, and they can really, especially those who are familiar with these kind of books, they'd be able to see and understand what they're looking at and know that, it's authentic. It's something that I took a lot of time and effort to making as realistic as possible. When you choose your writing project, follow Dorothy Brand's advice. You're not ready to write just yet. The work you are doing is preliminary. For a day or two, you're going to immerse yourself in these details. You're going to think about them consciously, turning, if necessary, to books of reference to fill in your facts. Then you're going to dream about it. There will be no end to the stuff that you can find to work over. What does the heroine look like? Was she only a child or the eldest of several? Was she educated? Does she work? You must do enough homework on your story to be able to answer these three questions. What's the point? Why is the story being told? And what does it say about life, about the world that we live in? As Shakespeare says, readiness is all. So as a workshop, if you write fiction, not friction. Some people write friction. So as a workshop, if you write fiction, review the process by Dorothy Brand and see if it works for you in order to craft the story a little bit better in detail. So if you try to use these ideas for smaller projects and it works for you, then try applying them to more ambitious projects, because I have a feeling that the same result will happen to your ambitious projects. So that's it for this week's video. It's just all about doing your homework, about being prepared to write your story. Now, like I said, Knights Without Kings has been released. It's been out for a couple months already. So if you're interested in that, the link is going to be in the description once again. If you like this video and it was helpful to you in some way, like and subscribe. And I have a Facebook that I'm very active on. It's my author site, so go ahead and go to that if that's something that you're interested in. I'm trying to make a brand through this channel as well as through this through Amazon, through my books, of course. And I'm really trying to just build this just book series that I think people will be interested in and hopefully people will like to read. And also, again, this channel is growing little by little. I think it's gonna take a while before it gets, I think, to levels which I'm satisfied with, but I'm gonna continue working on it, continue putting videos into this. So support this channel by subscribing and liking, and yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next week. All right, you take it easy and be careful out there. There are some pretty crazy people. Bye.
but I could not follow. It was a language didn't know. I seen a lie, and it used